Welcome back to the Outside Haven. Do a little quick one right quick. I'm up too early. 859, we up too early together. We up too early, bro. I'm up too early, bro. How y'all making, man? Up too early, man. How y'all working? How y'all working in the morning? Everybody good? King Gorilla. What's up, my bro? What's up, Jerry? Hey, if y'all can hear me pretty well, throw a one in the comment. I ain't got my headset this morning. I think it worked better sometime without the headset, though. Larry Young, what's up? Pull over here to this fuel station. Going to the airport. My son them homecoming was last night. They beat the team that they had to beat in football. He had an excellent game and he's having an excellent school year and looks like he's turning into an excellent young man. Hey, alright. It's quick. I'm finna go on here and say goddamn me. Just go on get through with this fan. Oh yeah, you already know it. You know that's what I do. That's what I do, Victor. And never basic. And never basic. No bullshit. Ain't never basic now. Ain't going basic. This motherfucker got here with options Mercedes ever had in a car. But anyway, that ain't what this video about. This video is about the post-trip bait and switch. Kendrick, what's up, bro? Man, just finna do a little quick video about the games that get played and how the games that get paid ultimately cost you money if you go for it. You know what I'm saying? If you just go for it. So, what I'm talking about is, hey, appreciate that video, bro. What I'm talking about is the fact that you'll have a load. I'm gonna give you the scenario and I'm gonna give you what, and it's actually, they tried it with one of my owner operators, and he immediately told me like this. I'm gonna give you the owner of the company number, but I'm gonna let you know now. I don't want to change the number, and he ain't gonna go for it. He ain't gonna like this. You can call him, but he ain't gonna. It ain't gonna be no good conversation when you call him. I lie me, cause I ain't with that shit. I ain't playing no games out here. So here go the scenario. You go pick up a load. From the very beginning, it's a blind shipment. Sometimes not. Pause for a definition right quick. Definition. What's a blind shipment, Jonathan? A blind shipment is a shipment that someone is getting played on. The long and the short of it. The short of it is that's a shipment where more than likely the shipper or the receiver is getting played to an extent by the broker. Okay. Now, sometimes it's not always like that, but most of the time it is. And what makes it a blind, like you can't see, blind, a blind shipment is the fact that from the very beginning, you know the pickup address and you know the town in which it's supposed to go to, but it's not a specific address. And sometimes they don't even have a town. You'll quote the load based upon the town the broker says in blind faith, which ain't really a bad thing because when you get the rate confirmation, it's going to have the town on there. You're signing to go to this particular town. So that's not the catch. The catch is when you sign to go to this particular town and you go get the load from the pickup, you get the real address on the paper. Now, if the broker is honest, from the beginning, your paperwork will have the town that he said on there. And if it's a multiple stop load, you'll already know that, hey, it's going to this town. It has 2 stops. And the broker should tell you how it is. That it has 2 stops. It's going to this particular town. Blase, blase. That's cool. Okay. Now, here comes the catch. In the midst of dropping off the load, in this particular case, the customer was having 2 parts of the load dropped off in 2 different places. So it's 1 pick, 2 drop locations. The drop locations are in the same town. That was established. That went into how it was priced by the owner operator. I didn't price this load. I had nothing to do with that. But for the money that he agreed to do it for, there's 2 drop-off points. That's that magic sky ceiling, my bad, y'all. Y'all see the light keep changing in the top? The damn glass dimming itself. I told you, you got every option. It's crazy. I'm gonna stop there because that's a little confusing to my eye. It keep dimming and shit on the camera. But anyway, hey, all right. So you got 2 drop-off locations to go to, and when you get to the first location, the shipper, which is the receiver, which is the receiver at both locations, says, "Hey, man, I don't need you to go to the second location. I'll take all of this off right here." Now, if the broker thinks you're green, this is when you'll get a phone call. Or if you call the broker back and let them know, hey man, the guy says he wants all of it here. And we're providing the service. So you do what the customer wants you to do. That's who's paying everybody is the customer. So if the customer wants his stuff dropped off all in one spot and he don't want to have to go to you to go to the second spot, that's his prerogative to do so. Ain't nothing happened wrong up until now. Everything's cool. So we got 1 pick, 2 drops, and when you get to the second drop, to the first drop, they tell you, "Hey man, no need to go to the second place. Just drop it off all right here, and you can go on with the rest of your day. Go get you another load, whatever. Just continue your day." Okay, so you'll more than likely get a call, or if you call back, just let the broker know, "Hey man, there's not going to be two signatures on this POD. It's only going to be 1 signature." And we're going to make notation on the proof of delivery before it's signed by the person that received it that, "Hey, you told me not to go to the second location." Okay, with that being taken care of, truck unloaded, you're heading on your way. You call the broker, "Hey, Mr. Broker, the customer took it all in one place. I was just letting you know he didn't want me to go to second place." And a broker that's been in the game a while and that's sharp will immediately go to the bullshit. First thing they'll say is, "Hey man, we're gonna have to probably drop the rate that we're giving you a little bit because I can't charge my customer all that money for not going to the second spot." Which to a normal person that thinks like a normal person kind of makes sense because it's less miles and all that. But this part don't get caught slipping serious where I tell you yet again, this shit ain't about the miles. It's about the time, about the effort, and the equipment that it take to do the job. So when the rate is agreed upon, come hell or high water, whether you like the load and you get fucked and gotta put three spare tires on your truck on the way over there because you had 3 blowouts or what, you still make what you said on that paper. And that's where we go to a fork in the road where the broker will try and play games with you. I'm telling you, they'll try to play games. "Hey, I can't in good faith charge the customer that much money for not going to the second place." First of all, most of the time, this predetermined amount is prepaid on many occasions. That's right. BS. I signed the rate confirmation. I like that. Somebody called BS on the whole situation because, hey, I signed the rate con for XYZ, but they'll come back and say, "Hey, yeah, you did sign the rate con for XYZ, but you're not having to do Y and Z. You're only having to do X. You're only having to do X. So we can't give you the same money that it costs." No, that's not how that goes. If you all know about life in general and finances in business, some of the most costly mistakes and some of the most costly things in business are decision changes. Most of the time, if you have something sorted out and planned a certain way, if you change your mind and go into a different direction on it, most of the time that will be a consequence to your business in the form of a financial loss because you had to change your mind and go in a different route when you already had money tied up going this direction. You tie up even more money to pivot and go this direction. That's just like going from Dish Network to what's the other one? Um going from cable to dish network. Okay, well, you might have dish network at first and you want to go to cable. Well, dish network probably got a cancellation fee. So if you cancel this stuff, you're going to lose some money. And then to start the cable off, they may require a deposit. So you need to pay some money to change your mind. In most cases, you lose money when you change your mind. That's why you got to make real concrete and very intent decisions, and you sign rate confirmations that are very intentful. They do not have much gray area. You pick the load up, you take it over there, you get it there without any damages or any shortages, it to this address or to this place, get it delivered, get it signed for, and you win. It ain't too much gray area up in there. You win. Okay. Now where the broker comes in with the flim flam is, hey, he only wants you to go one place. Hey, that customer changed his mind. Hey, that has nothing to do with the agreement between me and you, Mr. Broker. You need to go back and talk to you and your customer and tell your customer that, hey, even though you changed your mind and we're going to have to charge you the same price because the truck was tied up for the same amount of load. Consideration of the contract. So I said all this to say that we're not giving money away. We're not out here doing work for a lesser price just because extenuating circumstances happen. When you have bad days and you have 2 or 3 blowouts, you'll never be able to call a broker and say, hey, Mr. Broker, it costs me more than I think to do this job. I'm going to need some more money. He's not going to go for that. He's going to say, man, we already agreed upon a rate. You signed on the dotted line. That's what you get. No changes. Well, the same thing holds true when it's on his end. What'll make you laugh or make you cry in life, in general. But in the business, what'll make you laugh or make you cry. So same thing. We signed for this, and it is what it is. And one thing, it's illegal for you all to actually change that agreement without a meeting of the mind. You got to understand how contract law works. When you have a verbal agreement with a broker on the phone and you get the rate confirmation and it says what y'all said on the phone and you sign it, you have just made the verbal agreement a written agreement. But both of those are agreements and both of those are considered contracts. So that goes to say, if you talk to a broker and he says 700 and he sends you the rate confirmation says 650, you should call the broker back and ask, why is this different from what we said? Because we had a verbal agreement about the rate, time, and weight and all that stuff. Why is there a difference in what was stated? Because that contract holds true verbally to the written part, and we can't deviate from it unless we have what's called a meeting of the minds. If 2 people that are in a contract don't both agree to the new changes or the new aspects of the contract, that contract has to revert back to the original or the last known contract where both parties agree. Listen to me. So this shit don't just change because he say it changes. Well, hell no. I'm another $100. You shouldn't have agreed to what you agreed to, and you should learn how to price your loans better because that ain't how this shit work. And last but not least, when it comes time for him to say all that and he wants to take the money back and he wants you to give back another extra 50 or $75, this is the concrete reason that you stand on right here. It's a crime. It's a federal offense to do what's called a bait and switch. To bait me in to do something and then at the last minute switch up the parameters to fit what you want and screw me is a federal offense because we are engaged in interstate commerce. This is the part I like, y'all, because see, a lot of people think I just look like this. Fuck what they talking about. I just look like this. A lot of folks think it just is what it is. Y'all know the rest. If you've been here long enough, you know damn better than that. What I like about the aspect of the bait and switch is not only is the bait and switch immoral, unethical, really some bullshit, but it's illegal. And get what? If me and the person, which the broker, was sitting beside each other in the same room and having the conversation verbally, it would only be a felony, a felonious crime on the state level. But the moment that we start talking about crossing state, we ain't got to do them to start talking about crossing state line. I ain't got to be the win nowhere. If he say he want me to go from Mississippi to Alabama, when we say on the phone that, hey, this money is getting exchanged hands because you going from Mississippi to Alabama, get what we just engaged in? Interstate commerce. So when you engage in interstate commerce, now you take jurisdiction from the state level to the federal level. It get a little more serious. Then when you communicate via electronic device or telephone, that's when you add wire in front of the fraud. So now we got fraud, but now we got wire fraud, and we got wire fraud in the commission of interstate commerce, which makes that wire fraud charge federal. Hold up, wait a minute. I digress. I got into trucking to stay out of federal prison. I digress again. I've been trucking like I'm trapping out here because I really was motherfucking trapping. You think I came out here to not know what's going on, Mr. Broker Man? Mr. Broker Man trying to perpetrate a fraud on you across the email, across the phone, across the voice. And get what? He gonna send it over there and let you sign it. And get what? If you sign it, he has just been alleviated of all liability for the fraud he just has perpetrated. So it's no longer a crime because you gave him consent to do it. But all the way up until the end, from the time he's changed the parameter to the time you start looking at the paperwork and be like, man, this don't seem right. He's committing a crime with his weak ass. So yeah, he's committing a crime. So we don't want to be no criminals, do we? No, we don't. And we're not going to participate in criminal activities, are we? No, we're not. So get what? I'm not going to be a party to your bullshit, am I? No, we're not. So you just informed that broker that if that would not like to get their agency or their brokerage reported to the Inspector General, FMCSA, and every single load board known to man and screw y'all around like you're trying to screw me around, I suggest you stop playing with my money and get your mind right. And also, if the sound and if the video still coming in clear, may I please have a one in the comment? See if this signal still working. Okay, well, so it's coming in good. But that's pretty much the video right there, y'all. Why the bait and switch ain't shit. Why brokers? I don't know why they tried, because people kind of ignorant of the situation and think that that makes sense. Well, I ain't make the second drive, and I was charging him an extra $200 for the drive, and he only wants $50 back. Hell, I'll give him $50. I want you to know. It's on that Bluetooth in the car. Hey, hold up. Hey, it's on that Bluetooth, ain't it? It is. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm gonna do a little walk around one time to let y'all see the G ride though. At the same time, you know I like folk with the AMG, but I got the baby of the bunch, man. I just want to do something, man. I ain't did nothing in a while. Hold on, I'm gonna give y'all a walk around. The sound gonna go out for a second, but then I'm gonna get back in the car. Hold on.